Hello my friends, this is Ranger Rob and welcome to the Ranger Rob Country Living channel. And yep, it is not, I repeat, it is not a sparkling day in Central Oregon. So we've been cold, we've been getting like snow showers, snow, little flurries I guess it would be. And it's cloudy and all work. So all this week we're going to be definitely having more snow. So it is what it is. And today though, I thought it'd be kind of nice to talk about creating your own homestead or whatever your version of it is, and should you create a YouTube channel. And so what got me on this is I was watching a show called Homesteading, and he was talking about it. Really, at first on the YouTube channel, don't try to create it because you want extra income for the homestead or your home. And it doesn't have to be just homesteading. Look at it as more as a time capsule. So I don't know how many times here I wonder, you want to see what things look like 2 years ago or 5 years ago. It's really cool to have that documented. And so a lot of times I'll go back and say, how did I build something, or something about the greenhouse or whatever. I can go back into the archives. And if you have kids, it's really fun to watch them grow up and have them on YouTube and document that growth and stuff. So if you looked at it as like that, a diary, and because it can get frustrating to get monetized. That's the main reason. And so I'm kind of like Homesteading was. I started our channel before they got real strict about how to qualify, and now we have numbers that well qualify into monetization. But when you're new, it's frustrating to get your channel to grow. And then of course learning how to edit, learning how to make a channel, and all the channels look a little different. And there also is a lot of aspects about how fast you'll grow. And so I get frustrated because I feel like we do pretty good at our content, but also your players and your content can affect how well your channel does. For example, I've noticed with homestead channels that have one person mostly in the videos and stuff, and if they're older, they'll grow kind of like a slow and steady. Where others, where they have children and a whole family's involved, none of them are employed. They're actually working their homesteads and stuff. They do really well because they can spend more time with their content. It's me and Sherry, but Sherry, not just she's a hard worker, and without her we wouldn't have the success with the homestead and have the things that we want to get for it without her working. And I don't know how some of these guys address some of this stuff, but healthcare and stuff like that is important, and that's something we benefit from with Sherry working, because we're not old enough to get all the Medicare and stuff, that kind of stuff, and we're not on a fixed income or anything. I am kind of, but Sherry's working her way to it. So yeah, so those kind of things will affect how fast your channel grows, and having more participants is very helpful. But yeah, so should you start a YouTube channel? That's really up to you. You may not like to have your life on camera all the time, and you'll get the trolls, and you're gonna have to be thick-skinned. and think about your content every day. For example, in my head, I've got content ideas for the next couple of videos, and so yeah, you constantly do that and then take advantages of your projects and stuff like that. So yeah, and then what kind of channel are you gonna have? Also, bad news sells. I mean, so for example, you've probably been watching, for those of you who watch some of these channels, you got Appalachia Homestead, Alaska Prepper, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They're all on a rampage about Tractor Supply and stirring things up, and they know it's newsworthy, and they know it's good clickbait, and that's okay. Someone's got to do it, but they'll tell you, oh, we don't do it because we want to do it for the clicks and stuff. And then it's like, yeah, the next video they'll do would be the same kind of controversial comments and stuff, and it works for them. And then you got some really good channels that do really well, like Homesteading Family, Melissa Norris, Roots and Refuge, Justin Rhodes, all those guys. They have their whole families are pretty much involved in their videos, and brings a lot of cuteness to the channel and stuff. And they definitely grow, and they work hard on their content, but they're also always working on their content. That isn't always healthy either. So yeah, you just gotta make those decisions. So we try not to talk about gloom and doom too much here. We'll touch it, but we don't go heavy into it. Yeah, my channel would be busier and I'd have more people watching and more comments coming in and stuff, but I've done that before, and we just kind of like, it is what it is, and if we get riled up about something, we'll bring it up once, maybe twice. Keep it real neutral and try not to take heavy duty sides on things, but I mean, we tend to be on the conservative side, of course, but yeah, but we also just want to show the realness of having a homestead, the fact that you got to feed your animals every day, build things, etc. And of course I get yelled at when I'm sitting here talking, as all the pigs are going, we're hungry. So yeah, keep that in mind if you decide to make a YouTube channel. Don't spend a lot of money on equipment at first until you see if you like it. And it's no harm done to, it's free to set up a YouTube channel, but it takes a while to get monetized. And that could take 3 months, it could take 2 years. It just depends on your channel. And so, anyway guys, I gotta get my piggies fed, so let me move on. Well, I got all the piggies fed and watered. Still fighting frozen water, but I got backup water there. Yeah, to kind of go back on the YouTube stuff, I know a couple of things I've done in the past is I wanted to compare my tomatoes to the year before, or see what my garden looked like before we changed it all to the above ground and the corn. Yeah, so it's kind of fun to have the archives of data. So having a visual diary is kind of cool. But yeah, so you know, there's other things like, do you want to do a podcast? And you got to remember, if you do any of this stuff, you want to be on a regular schedule if you can. Our podcast we always do on Thursdays. I got several other kind of podcasts, yeah, and when I did do those, we always schedule them on a regular time for people can kind of plan to go watch them. And podcasts can make you money too. But once again, it's all about being entertaining, putting yourself out there, maybe being silly once in a while. You know, it's not for everybody. But yeah, so podcasting, that'll make you some little extra income. YouTube can make you some extra income. We also have a product, which is the RangerRob poopy bags, which I do have a video coming up about that, kind of the history of them. So you can, you know, talk about your product on your videos, and any other services you might have on your homestead, like selling eggs or having pork like we do. It gives you another platform to talk about what you do on your homestead, and or your better half does. So yeah, I don't know, feel free to ask questions or comments if you're just thinking about starting a channel. When it comes to cameras and stuff, we kind of simplified it. We do have fancy cameras, expensive cameras, and we do use those in the right occasions. If you're doing interviews, stuff like that, what kind of audio is really important. And I've been really happy with the camera I'm using now, which is a GoPro 9 with a outer case that has a really good microphone built in. And I find myself the less things you have to hook up, the less things that could go wrong. And also what's really cool with cameras like this is if there's the event where I walk out and I find a pig loose or something, I've got the camera right here. I just pull it out, take the cap off, turn it on, and I can start documenting. Where others might have to have a clip put in, audio, where you have to plug it in separate and make sure you turn it on. Because I don't know how many people said they've done videos and there's no audio. And that's usually the reason. So you got to keep those in mind. Are you going to be kind of an action kind of channel? Or are you going to be planned out where you can set up a camera, set up your audio, have a script, the whole works. We very rarely have scripts here because we never know what's going to go on here. And I may see what the latest trends are being talked about, like the Tractor Supply stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, well, once again, if you have questions, if you're thinking about doing this stuff, if you're in a local area, we can even show you how we do some of our stuff, what software we use, things like that. Let me tell you, you can really get wrapped up in cameras, audio, and software. And podcasting too. You usually want to get a mixer board and good microphones and stuff like that. But I'll tell you right now, if there's a time where you want to spend really good money on audio and stuff, but not when you first start. Find out if you like to do it first. Alright, let's move on. Alright guys, I just hopped in the house. Now you guys know I do like to cook, and I have a playlist called Cooking with RangerRob. A lot of times it's with the Traeger, but not all the time. So for Christmas, and we ordered it just recently, it came a lot faster than expected. To me, a good set of knives are really important. So we finally got some Kamikoto knives, these guys here, and we're really excited about them. And when you really start cooking a lot, that's when you really realize it's nice to have a good knife. I also got this blade here, right here, and yeah, they have other things and stuff, but those are the ones we'd use the most. And of course these guys aren't cheap, but it's really exciting to get a nice set of knives. So yeah, and no, in this channel we're not selling them. And by the way, if you had a channel, you could go to the affiliate part of Kamakoto and fill out a affiliate form, and you could get a special code and push Kamakoto knives on your channel, and whoever buys knives through your link with your code in it, you'll get some kind of a reward of payment, and a lot of it's electronic, so it's kind of just like YouTube or a podcast, just automatically deposits into your account once you meet a certain level or whatever. So yeah, anyway, but we got ours because we really enjoyed the knife, and we made sure that Good Simple Living, since they're doing so much for Christmas and stuff like that, that channel, we used their code. We know a couple of channels that are selling these. It's the same price for all of them. We just wanted to make sure that the kickback went to Good Simple Living. So yeah, there they are, and we're really happy to have them. So guys, if you decide to make a YouTube channel or a podcast and stuff, also remember to have a little thick skin, because for example, I'm in my kitchen, and you'd be surprised what people notice. Like if you didn't get your dishes done, or they'll analyze what kind of coffee pot I had in the background, or I have a Berkey water system in our kitchen. They'll look at things that you didn't intend to talk about, but they'll see what's in your background. And so even when I showed the Kamakoto knives, you know, I had stuff on the counter that I probably should have moved out of the way. But the other thing I was going to bring up is some of the really dumb things we do. For example, you may see some of our videos where I'm driving the tractor. Then you'll see me on the tractor driving by. And then you might see me on the tractor pulling up. And then you'll see me with the camera talking about what's in the tractor. Well, what you didn't see in those 4 shots was planning out exactly how I'm going to take that shot. So I'll take the shot holding it, talking. Then I may have to actually stop, back up the tractor, go out, lay the camera on the ground on a tripod, turn it on play, and then drive by the camera and get that shot. That's called B-roll. Then you might, I'll drive to the place where I'm dumping off whatever is in the tractor. I may put the camera on the ground again. That means I got off the tractor. I'm doing nothing that's proactive to getting the job done. Setting up the camera, pointing it the right direction, and then going back and unloading what's in the tractor for a short period of time till I think it's long enough. Then I'll turn off the camera. Then I'll grab the camera, and then I may actually talk to you guys on the camera about the same subject. And that's 4 actions that so a lot of it you don't see. And sometimes you feel really stupid because you're just showing that, you know, have the camera pointing at your feet as you're walking by, or things like that. So, but that also gives the content a little more real life. And so, yeah. And then the hundreds of hours where we may be putting inserts into our videos or pictures while we're talking, you know, digging those up, finding them where you stored them, or pulling a movie clip or something and going to find one of those and pull them in, download them, put them in, edit them, because we don't use the whole things.
Are you crazy? Is that your problem?
And yeah, so it's, you know, if that's something you like to do, then, you know, that's how it is. Some people just set up, like Appalachia Homestead lately. She's just doing one shot, just talking from her car or in front of a hedge or something. Yeah, you'll have to kind of decide, but you also got to realize that this is entertainment. And if you're trying to make your channel grow and stuff, you know, you have to start following your analytics. Ask yourself what you're willing to do, and you know, things like that. And the older you get, the more you go, I'm not doing that, or my time's too precious. I also don't want to be spending all my time in the office editing and making videos when I should be spending that time with Sherry in our quality time. So yeah, you gotta put those in, keep those in mind. But either or, those of us that do this, like I worked with Goldshaw Farms, turned out he's one of the few people with a very large channel that's approachable and will work with you. Others, they don't want to bother. But they also probably put priorities of going, I made the video, I'll answer a few questions, I'll talk in comments a little bit, and then I'm done. Because you can just, it's like a rabbit hole.
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
And so yeah, you could really get sucked into people's comments, answering them. The bigger you get, the more it can be, from a couple comments to a dozen to 2 dozen to 50 to 100 to 1,000, and it could just suck you up and take your time away, and it can also be unhealthy, especially for a relationship if you're starting to be a slave to your channel. So yeah, keep all that stuff in mind. And you know, I do this. I also have limitations of what I will and won't do. And I've gone, when I was younger, much deeper into stuff, or I've done controversial subjects and stuff, and I just don't do that stuff anymore. So I just keep it simple and have fun with it. Once in a while I get in the mood of adding something to it, and you know, so be it. Anyway guys, hope that's helpful to you, and also you kind of get an idea what it's like behind the scenes. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up right here. I know my lighting's not the best, but that's part of the sacrifice. Is like, I could have set up lights, I could have put a special microphone on. Just what are you willing to do? Because this can really get overwhelming. So guys, please take the time to like, share, and subscribe to our video. Kick our videos out, help us grow a little. We'd appreciate that. And you know, the better we do, the more we can feed our little piggies. So guys, talk to you later. Bye now.
Our videos are made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available at Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.